Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we've got a couple of lightning Pokemon to talk about, both of whom could be pretty gosh darned good. So let's start off with Electivire, shall we? And shout-outs to two of my favourite people over here, the lovely David Hockman from limitlesstcg.com/translations, and the lovely Antoine Boulet. Lovely people, help with translations, very much among my favourites. So Electivire then, we got a stage 1 with 140 HP. That is pretty high for a stage 1, we're happy. Retreat cost of free is in that really annoying sweet spot where it's too high to get free retreat with Air Balloon, but too low to use buff padding, so I suppose cheers for that. Weakness to fighting's not a big deal, there just aren't many fighting Pokemon around at the moment, but being a lightning Pokemon is a big deal. You can use Electro Power to do a bunch of extra damage, Thunder Mountain to reduce your attack cost, Tapu Koko Prism Star to accelerate a little bit of energy, and you never know, you might even get some water Pokemon like Lapras V, or indeed VMAX, on which you will be able to hit a little bit of the old weakness. So you know what? Good time to be a lightning Pokemon. But what does it do? Well, 1 lightning, 1 colorless energy, 50 damage, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. It's fine. It's not particularly good. It's fine. You see, the flip a coin for paralysis, we've seen this over and over again. It is better when we've got something like Victini to fix the coin flip in your favor, guarantee you get a heads. We don't have that. We've got Will, and Will work. But by the same token, you're using your supporter for the turn to guarantee the paralysis. Most of the time, I'd probably just trust it to a coin flip. It's fine. Again, it's a nice 2 energy attack. And again, with stuff like Thunder Mountain and Tapu Koko, it can be cheaper than that. It's fine in the early game, it's fine for buying a turn, it's not a reason really to play the card. The reason to play the card is 2 lightning, 1 colorless, 90 damage. If this Pokemon has a special energy attached to it, this attack does 90 more damage. So now you're doing 180 for free energy, and now we're getting a lot more excited than we were before. This is kind of lovely. This has got a little bit to it. Because you see, 180 is big. But remember, it's 180 on a lightning Pokemon. So if you're against something like Ablacephalon, yeah, fine, go for it. Just use this attack and you're good to go. But if instead you're against something just a little bit beefier, maybe, I don't know, like a Torkoal V, you can have an Electro Power and you're good to go. Something like Zacian V, in theory, is just a little bit out of range at 220, so drop a second Electro Power. Or even just go Electro Power and a Vitality Band to do an extra 10 damage. It's one of those typings, Lightning, where you're not really locked into the amount of damage it says on the card. Now, the thing we do need to have a little bit of a focus on here, however, is the fact that you only get this extra damage if there is a special energy attached to the Pokemon. And there is one special energy that I particularly have in mind here. It's Speed Energy. You see, Speed Energy is coming out in the same set, and it is a special energy that you attach to a Lightning Pokemon. It's a Lightning Energy, but it lets you draw 2 cards. This I adore. It's one of my favourite special energy cards. Might be my favourite one at the moment. It's going to give you a lot more consistency. The way I see Electivire working most is turn 1 I get an Electabuzz. And then on my next turn, I attach a Speed Energy, and then Thunder Mountain, Tapu Koko, or maybe only one of them if I got an energy on the first turn. And then not only do I have the free energy ready to pay the attack, not only do I have the special energy such that I'm doing 180 damage, which is really good incidentally, but I also get to draw 2 cards in the process. Now, I have spoken over and over again of my love for the Porygon Z from Unbroken Bonds, the one with the awesome ability that lets you attach as many special energy during your turn as you like. That's got to be a candidate here. This has got to be the thing that just looks great, because you can attach all of that speed energy as much as you like. Or you can even go draw energy. You only draw one, but there is a colorless attack cost in here, so that would work. Or you can go for any other special energy you like. Weakness guard energy, so you have no weakness, for instance. My point is that as long as you've got the acceleration, we're fine. And it is free energy, which is awkward, but between Thunder Mountain, Tapu Koko, Porygon Z, etc., it's not like we don't have ways to pay it, because we absolutely do have ways to pay it. So that's kinda lovely. Not a powerhouse Pokemon that's going to set the format on fire, probably, but free energy, 180 damage or more on a single prize Pokemon seems like the kind of thing we should be paying a little bit of attention to. Speaking of little things that we should be paying attention to, Morpeko. Now, it's not like we're hurting for Morpeko cards. Morpeko seems to be already getting a lot of love. We've already gotten a V and a V Max. Yeah. And there was the other one that came along in the V-Dex. And there was the Japanese promo. And there was the English promo. Yeah, this is like the 6th Morpeko card we've had so far. I believe this is the 6th unique Morpeko card we've had, which is a little bit silly at this stage. No hangry form yet, all full belly form. Although this one I think has got the best artwork yet. It's got 80 HP, which is... it's slow, but it's Morpeko, what you're going to do. It's got a retreat cost of 1, which does mean you can use U-turn board for free retreat, so that's quite nice. You've got the same fighting weakness, but you've only got 80 HP, so don't get excited. And you're a lightning Pokemon, so you can use all the same lightning tricks we just talked about with Electivire. But we've got really nice attacks. One of my favourites here is 1 colorless energy Torment. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks. The defending Pokemon can't use that attack during your opponent's next turn. This one could be very, very nice indeed. You essentially get to do 20 damage, which isn't a lot, but you get to shut down a Pokemon's attack. And really here, it depends which Pokemon you're up against. Because, I mean, let's go through a few commonly played ones. You're against Arceus and Dialga and Palkia. So you go, ha 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 ha, I'm not going to let you use your GX attack to do an extra 30 damage and take extra prizes. And you can do that. That is absolutely a strategy you can do. Hit them for 20 damage, choose Altered Creation GX, and you will lock them out of Altered Creation GX. They'll just one-hit you with Ultimate Ray while accelerating energy. And then the next turn you can bring up another Morpeko and keep locking them out of Altered Creation, but they can knock out that Morpeko and accelerate a bit more energy, so it's kind of pointless. Against something like Reshiram and Charizard, you can turn off their big attack, so they can't do 30 damage, but then you've got to leave them access to their Outrage attack, so you'll hit them a couple of times and then they'll outrage you away. Or you turn off their Outrage and eventually they'll get 4 energy on and do 230 and get a KO before you've really done too much to them because of the whole base damage of 20. That's not working. And similarly against something like Mewtwo and Mew, it's kind of pointless because they're just using the ability to copy other attacks. It's not an attack on the defending Pokemon. But against something like Pikachu and Zekrom, we could do far better. Using this, I mean, let's say for argument's sake, your opponent goes first, and then on your first turn of the game, you use this against Pikachu and Zekrom and choose full blitz. They need that. They need full blitz. So that's going to go pretty badly. Putting this up against an Oranguru and stopping them using resource management to recover their stuff, that could be... That could be pretty huge. Using it against a Center Scorch and turning off their milling attack, that could be pretty big, and it's not a widely played one, it's more a pet project for myself, though I seem to be mentioning it in a lot of videos lately, probably because it's my current pet project, but Alolan Ninetales only has 1 attack. And any Pokemon that only has 1 attack, you can shut that whole Pokemon down. I probably should mention Zacian V at this point, because that actually does only have a single attack, but then again, they have to not be able to attack next turn when they attack. They are used to being able to get in and out the active. That deck is going to be built to get in and out the active. Turning that attack off with Morpeko, I don't think it's going to stop Zacian in its tracks, though you might slow your opponent down for a turn or two. But as well as being slightly worried about those Pokemon that have more than one attack, we also need to be worried about retreating or switching. Because if your opponent brings another Pokemon into the active, then they can just roll from there, and it's kind of pointless. So it's not a perfect situation. It's probably not the kind of thing which is going to be a deck in and of itself while you hit for 20 damage and completely shut down your opponent's deck, but it very much is the kind of thing which is going to be a nice little tech in some lightning decks, or indeed any deck, given that it's a basic Pokemon for a single colorless energy. I could see some people having a lot of fun with this. Plus, look at the artwork. As for the second attack, 2 energy, 50 damage, plus 20 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It's reminiscent of Morpeko V's first attack that does 20 to the active and 20 to one of the bench, with less HP, but you only give up 1 prize and you need an extra energy. It's alright. It's not phenomenal, and if your opponent drops down a Mew or something else to protect their bench, things go pretty wrong pretty quickly. But to start off with, we're kind of loving this. What we've got is a really nice starter-off attack that does a little bit of damage and spreads a little bit of damage around the field and does rather nicely indeed. Again, it's probably not an attack that's going to carry you through an entire game, but it absolutely is an attack which is going to be able to spread a little bit of damage here and there, soften some other Pokemon up, and 50 to the active, 20 to the bench is nice. Except, what does 50 damage get you? Okay, it gets you Ditto Prism Star before that rotates out. And it will get you Snom, which is good. But there's a whole bunch of basic Pokemon like Inkay and all that generally have 60 or 70 HP. And you're not getting all of them. Mew with 60 HP, you're not getting that. You're getting the especially weak ones, like Snom, or like Ditto Prism Star, and that's kind of annoying. Useful little attacks, but not phenomenal attacks. I think I'm going to have to give both these Pokemon 3 Wassies, and I'll be honest with you, that feels a little bit generous. I don't think they're bad Pokemon, I think they've absolutely got their uses, but I think in both situations, it's not maybe quite enough. Morpeko maybe doesn't do quite enough damage, and Electivire's maybe a little bit expensive. But I could absolutely see people making some ways with these. So that's what I think. I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about a whole bunch of games that don't have any Pokemon in, but are pretty gosh darned awesome nonetheless. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.